For the final time in 2024, we go to Abu Dhabi for the last episode of Can I Beat the Pole Lap? As you can see, Lando Norris is going to be the man we're driving as here today in his McLaren, looking to try and beat his pole lap. A 1 minute 22.595, if I'm not mistaken. Lap times on screen now. What a qualifying. It had everything. Hamilton out in Q1 with a bollard stuck under his car. Hulkenberg, Gasly, Bottas, those three putting in an absolute shift, albeit Hulkenberg has since received a 3-place grid drop. And then of course Leclerc in that battle of Ferrari versus McLaren getting knocked out in Q2 after invalidating his lap. And he's already got an engine grid drop his way tomorrow. So I'm assuming Ferrari will just basically take an entire new engine and just go full power and dial it up and just try to fight back. Either way, a really fun qualifying. It had a bit of everything, and of course that Max Verstappen spin as we run it in worldwide there through turn 12, cold tyres. So yeah, absolutely mental. I thought Max actually was going to get pole, but messed up his first run of course, and then the second one didn't really work out. So let's go for low on the MGUK and let's get a sighter lap on the board and let's take it from there. So underway as we get the session started. Obviously track limits a big talking point as well, especially here, turn 1. So we'll have to respect that throughout this video. Flat out through 2 and 3 as we head down towards 4 and 5. A little bit of a lock up on the way in there, but we do just about make the apex as we open up the car on the exit and let it run as we head down the back straight. Take a breather and spot the 100 meter board here for the chicane. A little bit of a lock up on the anchors. Change of direction. Use the curb to accelerate. DRS open as we head down the second straight or second back straight. And now down towards turn 9. Try and stay tight. More grip, better lap time. And then open up the taps and use all the curb on the runoff. Now through 2 fast rights. And then I believe into turn 12. Or turn 11 actually. And then this is turn 12. Under the hotel, under the bridge. A little bit wide there, struggling with these tyres. Quite a bit of understeer. Final 2 corners. Flat through there. And then into the final corner. Easy does it, don't do a Verstappen. And then the line is a little bit further back, but we do a 1:26.6 on our banker. Right, let's make some adjustments. Now for this one, I'm going to quickly make a few simple changes. Medium tyres, or C4s. Tyre pressures, all 4 of them up by a click. Fuel cut in half. Electronics, we're going to go from low to balanced on the MGUK. Also up the engine braking. Aero +2 on the front wing, kept the rear wing the same. Alignment, I've pushed the camber and toe on the front into the negative to the left, and the rear to the right, more conservative, more stable. Dampers unchanged, brake bias same as 453, and then also heave dampers unchanged. Suspensions, I've lowered the front ride height. It was on 250, I've gone down to 100. By default, the rear's on minimum 0, which is interesting. So I'll leave that as it is. I might have to raise it. Either way, nothing else changed. Let's go for attempt number 2. So second attempt, we now have the delta bar, so we'll know what we're looking at pace-wise. Out the final corner, lap underway. Let's get to work. Turn 1, a bit more grip this time, throw the car in. Turn 2, flat, just attack that curb. Same goes for turn 3. Right, slightly better sector 1. Hairpin, no lock up this time. Getting a nice apex and getting a nice exit as well. Right, looks like the leaderboard or the timing tower in the top right. It's a little bit broken around here, the sector splits, but still no big deal. On the anchors, didn't quite get the apex through the first one, but we do straighten the car up nice and get a decent exit, but we're not really finding a ton of time here. Let's see if we can try and claw something back in the last sector. Car turning in very nicely there through turn 9. Also picking up the power quite easily. We do find a decent chunk of time there. Turn 12, car responding very nicely under the hotel. Track gets very bumpy here, very, very bumpy. The car struggles to respond. Final few corners, final corner went in a little bit shallow there, and we just get a bit ragged on the way out. And that was technically invalid, asterisk next to the time, so I'm not sure if our Delta will update for the next run, but 25.9. That's not the improvement I was hoping for, so let's try some softs. Now for this one, C5, soft tyres. I've also upped the pressures again by 1 click all round. Fuel cut in half again. I know the fuel is not totally accurate with this mod, it's the one drawback, so we won't go down to like 3 litres, we'll probably stay around 6 as the lowest, so we're going for 8 litres. Now, electronics, we're going to go for high, 20% battery recovery. We're going to keep our MGUH motor as a little backup, you know, a little save me card for later on. Engine braking up by another click. Aero, I've dropped the rear by 2 clicks, keeping the front the same. Alignment, I've put basically the front end of the car, camber toe, more into the negative and the rear more into the positive. So rear end to the right, front end to the left. Dampers unchanged. Brake bias up to 54 to kind of make up a bit of the, you know, the offset with the wing balance being so aggressive. The back end is going to get loose, so we're going to try and keep that braking stable. So we're going to basically put it more to the front. Heave dampers default, and then on the suspensions, I've basically dropped the roll bars, up the wheel rates, and I've also dropped the front ride height by a little bit more. So let's give this a shot and see if we can hopefully also clean up the lap a little bit and just try and put it all together. Right, so to quote Chris Bumstead, I'm looking for a juicy time gain here. So let's see, we're going to crank this up to high on the MGUK, and we're going to get straight to work again. So, underway. Let's try and push a little bit. Soft tyres should hopefully give us a decent response in grip. And already I can feel we're absolutely flying. Right, down to the hairpin. A little bit wide, a bit of a lock up. Not ideal. We'll pick up a decent exit though. Manage to keep some decent average corner speed there. And we'll find time all the way down there straight with that reduced rear wing. Now for the chicane. That's better. That's more like it. Trying to open up the second one and get the power down. Just smash it, hammer it out of there. Okay, this is looking a bit better. Although I don't know if this is going to be the old Delta or the improved time from last time. Turn 9, getting the car into the apex early. First signs of tyre overheating on the front right. And now into the hotel complex. This has been a great lap so far. Very clean. But this is where it gets very bumpy and it can be hard to hang on to the car. Don't run too wide last corner. There we go. Right, up to the line. That should give us a decent boost. 1:24.4. That puts us within 2 seconds of Norris's time. I've got mixed feelings. That's a decent jump. But at the same time, we are still a ways away. My track record is a 23.8 from a quick test I did a few weeks ago. So that's still saved. So that gives me an idea of what I'm looking for. But I reckon there's a bit more than a 23.8. I just don't know if there's a 22.5. That's a lot of time to find. Now for this one, there's actually minimal change. All I'm going to do is basically add a click of tyre pressure on the 2 right side tyres because that overheating started to kick in a little bit. For the fuel, I've dropped it by 2 litres, so 6 is the lowest we're going to go to. Even though it says 5 estimated laps, I feel like that's not quite realistic. So 6 litres will be fine. The key difference here is going to be on the MGUH. We're going to run it in motor, which gives us a power boost. I've also upped the front wing by 1 and dropped the rear wing by 1 again, so increasing the split and the difference. Elsewhere, I've kept it all the same. I'm going to keep the brake bars on 54, even though we've increased the wing gap. We're going to give this a crack and see what we can do. Right, here we go. This is it now. We're going to give it everything, full beans. Let's see if we can find any more time. Full send. The last lap was very clean, so we've got to try and match that level of consistency and cleanliness. Good turn one. Good start. I mean, look at that. The MGUH is making a massive difference. Braking a little bit earlier, trying to get the apex, which we did miss last time. Still getting a decent exit. Technically invalid there. I got an asterisk, so I might have just run out of bounds, even though I thought I was on. Still, let's keep pushing on. We're finding a good chunk of time here. Oh, bit of a rear lock. That's suboptimal. Lost a couple of tenths. Nowhere near as much as I thought. I thought I'd lose a lot more time than that, but we'll take it. Right, come on. Hopefully the tyres don't melt later on in the lap. Oh, back end trying to slip away. Fighting it. Car's reacting well. Oh, bit too much curb there. Ow, that's a barrier. Right, interesting. More time than I thought. Try again. Right, whatever happens in this one, this will be my last one where I commentate. After this, we're going to go into full sweat mode and try and find something. Let's get stuck in then. Here we go. That's a great turn one, even better than before. Attack the curbs through 2 and 3. That's an excellent first sector. Oh, damn, I've done it again. So that wing split is starting to hurt us. I might have to go up on the wing. Let me try one more time before we go for the full sweat. Right, third time's the charm. Come on then. Let's get this. That's a track limit violation, but the game hasn't invalidated my lap. So I'm going to push on anyways. I want to get this lap on the board. Come on. Oh, back and trying to overtake the front again there. Ended up actually taking a bit too much inside curb. So definitely a bit of time there. Right, come on then. Let's keep pushing. Into the chicane we go. Car still wants to rear lock, but nowhere near as bad as before. We had a really good exit there last time, so I was always going to struggle to beat the previous lap. Right, nice. That felt good. Car held on really well there. Tyres weren't tapping out like before. Good response. Easy on the curbs through here. Very delicate. 2 corners to go. That was good. Great end to the lap. Over the line. 23.7. Okay, that's not bad. Not bad at all. I think I can get within a second, and that would be a decent effort. We know there's a little bit of time at turn 5 hairpin. Maybe the exit of the chicane as well. So next lap you see will be my best attempt. 23.2, that's a blinding lap. However, I did run out of bounds under the hotel. The game didn't invalidate my lap. I will say, I'm not also sure if F1 are, you know, monitoring track limits at that particular corner under the hotel. But I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. And I might take an illegal lap, even though we're not going to beat Lando with it, so I don't really care. If I was beating Lando, I would make sure it's a valid lap. But I think, considering I'm not beating him, that felt very, very good. My final corner wasn't great, but other than that, it was a very good lap. Maybe there's a 22 there if I spent all day on it, but I think I'll take that. So let me show you the secret recipe, the secret sauce to try and get close to Norris, and what helped me to find some more time at the end. So tyres, softs with these pressures, fuel 6 litres, electronics as you saw before, aero 7.0. I went for minimum rear wing and I was able to drive it, so that worked really well. Of course I had to adjust, running 55 brake bias, which we'll see in a minute. Camber toe settings, very aggressive, like I said, negative, and then on the front, and then more positive on the rear. Dampers, I for the first time made some dampers adjustments, and this is what really helped, because the bumpiness of the track, especially in sector 3, was a real problem for me. So this gave us a bit better rotation and responsiveness over the bumps, so copy those and give those a crack. Brake bars 55, as I mentioned. Heave dampers, also made a few subtle tweaks here just like before, so just save those to basically have better response over bumps. Suspension, I actually raised the rear off the minimum to help with the bumps a little bit, and I leveled it off with the front, so 50 across the board, lowered the roll bars, kept the wheel rates up relatively high. On the rear I did drop it to have better rear traction, and then suspension advanced, I actually dropped the packer rate a little bit to reduce suspension travel a bit, to again help with the bumps. So give that a shot, let me know what you think. In the meantime guys, that is it for this video, this episode, this series, this season. It's been fun, 24 rounds, and I've really enjoyed it. It's been absolutely awesome. There's been some great mods throughout the entire year, whether it's VRC or other custom projects like I'm using here today from Deploy Senna. Also, along the lines, other mods have been used, so go check out all the past episodes in the playlist and give those mods a go. But yeah guys, I've really enjoyed it. Smash the like button, let's try and hit over 2,000 likes. I'll let you in a little secret on this one. I actually have recorded this twice, which is part of the reason I want to just give up, because I know I'm not going to be at the time, because I've done so many laps around here today, I'm not going to get near it. So if you appreciate the effort, subscribe as well for more daily content. There will be retro episodes throughout the winter before we return in 2025 with the new season, guys, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, a massive shout out to the members of the channel, guys. Link down below, you're going to have all the mods, all the channel discounts, affiliate codes, all that good stuff. And as always, check out the 2 videos on screen, guys, if you haven't seen them, and I'll see you guys in the next video very soon. Take care, and goodbye from me. Ciao.